Hey guys, it's Slipcover Steve, and I have been hearing the most ridiculous statements possible about physical media pricing. And when I say physical media, I'm not talking about old-timey vinyl, I'm not talking about cool video games, though I'm sure there's discourse about that, but I'm talking about movies, and I'm talking about Blu-ray and 4K. And people keep saying that they're getting too expensive. But honestly, you're just wrong. And the problem isn't that that stuff is getting too expensive. You're just getting too cheap, my guy. So, let's be honest here. Like, what are you wanting to spend on this stuff? Like, when you see this sick, beautiful, ultra valuable slipcover, you anticipate this is going to be worth like $200, $300, $400, $500, maybe $1,000 someday. So why does Scream Factory have to shoot themselves in the foot and sell this to you for $15? They know the investment. They want to make it worth your while. And that goes with all these guys. Kind of lower. People keep going, they're charging an arm and a leg for their releases. I can't afford it. You know how many people I've seen go on and on and on, especially about the king of ultimate wealth accumulation, Vinegar Syndrome. Like, these movies are worth a lot of money. And you guys are just being foolish if you aren't going to be picking this up. I've seen so many people on the Vinegar Syndrome forums just go, I'm about maxed out. I'm not going to be able to keep up with their releases. I can't justify spending these big bucks. And I just hate to say it, but you're just stupid. There's no reason for you to back out now. This is the time to keep doubling down. The list just goes on and on and on and on. But you also have to think of it from their perspective. They know what this stuff is going to be worth. Again, have you seen the Rad 4K? No, because it's unavailable. It's sold out. It's worth a lot of money. Have you seen the Roadhouse 4K? No. You've seen that standard version that nobody wants, but if you want that sick deluxe box, now you have to pay a premium for it, and it's just going to keep going up and up and up and up. What I'm trying to say is, if you back out now, you're going to make the biggest mistake of your life, because you're going to be leaving copies on the table, and they're not just going to sit there. People aren't going to back out. Someone is going to take your spot in line, and they're going to go, I sniff a money-making opportunity. Let me get 5 copies of that movie. And before you know it, it's sold out, it's worth major cash, and you can't get it. Kathy's Curse 4K with the sick glowing eyeball slipcover from Severin. Do you think that is not going to be worth a lot of money someday? You're foolish if you think it's not. And, you also have to think of the cost from their perspective. Tremors 2 here, for example, that was a big theatrical movie. That probably cost a lot to license. Even though it's an old-timey, kind of junky movie, still probably cost them, $100 to get that license? They have to hustle. They have to, find a way to make you want it. Because again, if this was just that 4K in there, just by itself, no one would want it. But they took the time, they took the initiative to make this beautiful deluxe box with that booklet and the poster, and suddenly it's like they shined a turd and turned it into like something beautiful, like a Waffle House, and suddenly you're just attracted to it. You're getting garbage, but it doesn't matter. It entices you. So I'm just saying, if you plan on slipping and not keeping up with these and not picking up the slip covers, you're just simply leaving money on the table. And eventually, you're like, oh, well, I can quit the hobby. I can find something else to do. There'll be other things I can collect. I can collect stamps. Maybe, you know, books are pretty cheap because no one wants them. I'll collect those, and, you know, maybe that'll become big. Or maybe I'll get in the comics because that business is falling and things are getting really cheap. This or that. You know, whatever you think you're going to do, it's just not going to happen. You don't want to be a chump and just wait for sales. You don't want to be a chump and let this stuff slip you by. Just for an example, you know, Vinegar Syndrome just put out that Vin Diesel movie, Invasion USA. Once that website opens back up, there's probably like maybe 1,000, maybe 500 copies of that left with the slipcover. It's gonna be an existence situation again. It's gonna be a rad 4K situation again. It's gonna sell out. It's gonna be worth a lot of money. And then you're gonna regret not picking it up. You're gonna feel that burn. And then when you go, okay, you know what? Grandma sent me, you know, $400 for my birthday. I'm feeling pretty cool. Let me get on, you know, the Vincent website and kind of, you know, get some movies I missed out on. Then suddenly when you go, oh, it's not available? Well, you know, I'll pick it up on eBay. It can't be that much. It's going to be $300, bare minimum. Movies like that don't stay cheap. You think Southern Comfort is going to stay cheap? No. Do you think this slipcover is going to stay cheap? No. This isn't even Vinegar Syndrome. This is Kino Lober. Like, this is like bottom of the barrel when it comes to like boutique. But this slipcover for this particular movie is probably going to go for, I mean, it's probably out of print now. You know, it just went through a sale. Once one of their, you know, Kino Lober sales happen, as soon as a movie's on it, you can kiss the slip goodbye. And it's going to be just like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly with Ving Rhames. You know, that was a very popular movie. It's not a very good movie. It's a very old movie, but people heard that slipcover is unavailable, and they're like, oh, I need to have it. You know, Kindergarten Cop. If you can find one of those slips in good condition, that's worth a lot of money. Most of those came damaged. You know, Kino Lober messed up. But the point is, guys, is that if you back out now, you're just going to look like a dweeb. You know, why do you want to look like a fool when if you just tough it out, you know, for about another 3 to 5 years and just, you know, find ways to make money? You know, it's just like, I'm not telling you what to do, but, you know, if you're in my situation, I knock on my relatives' doors, I say, can I borrow money, and I don't pay them back, or like, you know, I'll put like a mortgage on my apartment, or this and that. You know, there's all kinds of solutions to get money so you can kind of just really deep dive invest in this stuff, because sooner or later, you know, this stuff is going to be worth big bucks. In about 3 to 5 years, we're going to be talking mountains of cash. And if you back out now, you're just a chump. And you should have never played to begin with. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this video insightful and inspiring. And make sure you like it and you subscribe for more excellent content.